Namaste everyone. I welcome all of you in today's session. I am Ketki Gokhale, based in Solihull, United Kingdom, and I am founder of Atman Yoga Consultancy. Through AYC, I run various yoga initiatives, and one of them is Divine Chants. So if you have joined my WhatsApp group Divine Chants, it would be great to see you in many of our future sessions. So we started with Vedic chanting, and currently we are going through various verses from Bhagavad Gita. We are not like going through the entire Gita, but we are looking at the selected verses under the topic of Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. So for the past 3 months, we were looking at various shlokas related to Raja Yoga. Being a yoga student and a teacher, I really feel that the Bhagavad Gita should reach to maximum people, to maximum audience, as it is one of the main text of yoga. So we try to understand the meaning of these shlokas, how to chant them, and how to make them part of our life, because these scriptures are not, or the messages which is given through these scriptures are not meant to remain in the books, but they should, be utilized, practiced in our day-to-day life. And that is the whole aim of running this initiative of Divine Chants. So I welcome all of you once again. For past 3 months, we were looking at, how is the mind? What are the characteristics of the mind? And what are the obstacles when we start practicing yoga or meditation, especially meditation? People have very varied concepts about it, or they just feel that you have to sit at one place, close your eyes, and then what to do. They simply don't aware of that. And for this very purpose, today Atman Yoga Consultancy has invited our guest speaker, Miss Neha Racca. So I request her to come on the screen, please.
Hello, namaste. Hi, Katie.
Namaste. Hello, Neha. How are you?
Good, great.
Good. It's nice to see you. And she's my friend and senior to me because we both are students of S. Vyasa, and it was like, we were having that journey together. It was excellent experience staying at S. Vyasa and learning various yoga techniques. So I will just give all of you a brief introduction of a lovely teacher, Neha. So Neha is a founder of Iti Yoga, a better way of life, which is an initiative to spread and share our traditional knowledge of yoga around the globe to be more practical in our day-to-day life. Her passion of yoga started at the age of 8 and continues to grow every day. She has done Masters in Yogic Science from S. Vyasa, Bangalore in 2005, and ERYT, that is Experienced Registered Yoga Teacher of Yoga Alliance, for 500 hours. She is also stress management coach, psychotherapist, pranic healer, and pre and postnatal expert. She has traveled widely to spread the knowledge of yoga around the globe, right from USA, Mauritius, Maldives, Nepal, Bahrain, and Vietnam. And she has been yoga ambassador for India from 2015 to 18, and she is also a TEDx speaker. So today we have got extremely experienced, knowledgeable person with us, and she's going to explore the path after asana and pranayam, how to start our inward journey through basics of meditation. So I welcome once again Neha and all of you for joining in today's session, And I request Neha to start with her talk.
Thank you so much, Ketki, and thanks a lot, everyone. My heart is welcome once again, and I'm so grateful and so happy to be here. The world has become such a beautiful, closed, compact place right now because the technology has made us actually travel into a lot of places. In the last 1 year, we have experienced a lot of things which have pulled us down, but there are a lot of things which we can change our perception and change our view, and we can get over these and many more, or things like this which come from the outside or the inner side. And that's why this is very important that we have this particular asset or this particular technique in our hand. So before I just go in detail about what we are going to do, let me just take a minute to share my screen with all of you. And here we go. I hope, Ketki, can everyone see this? Ketki, can you just confirm if you can see my screen?
I'm not able to see right now.
Just let me again.
We can see, yes.
Can you see now?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Neha.
Then do this. Okay, so here we go. So thanks a lot, everyone, once again, and get ready now for a very light journey. This word seems to be very, very complicated, and there are a lot of things people have in the mind about meditation. I'll just simplify it to the maximum for all of you to make the most of this. Because when we talk about meditation, it's a very bigger and a wider and a deeper aspect, but it is possible that we break it into smaller missions or goals and then achieve the bigger target. And that's what I'm going to do it for you today. We'll go into the basics of it, and then we'll also have a practical session about meditation and how the dharana or the concentration and mindfulness can lead into the actual state of meditation. This is something which we all should experience, because until we have a glimpse or an experience of it, we will not and never be able to understand it, because this is a theoretical concept, but it is an experience and a very practice-based a practice-based approach, which cannot be achieved with only the knowledge of it. And that's why let's check the basics here. I'm sure most of you are aware of it, and you're also into the, one sec, yes. So I'm just trying to, yes, now I can do this. So most of you are aware of yoga, and you're aware of what actually the basic concept of concentration or dharana is. I'm not going to go in detail about the 8 limbs right now, because I'm assuming that you have a little bit of knowledge about it. And if you don't have, don't worry. You can always come back to Ketki, or you can connect to me and we can always guide you into there. But right now, let us just focus directly into the concept of concentration, that is dharana. Now, Desha Bandha Chittasya Dharana, this is the definition of dharana according to Patanjali. Now, when we talk about Desha Bandha Chittasya Dharana, so Desha here is the concept of an object, or that idea at the time where you're constantly focusing. So basically, we have to focus. That everyone knows that we are focusing. Now, when we focus, we choose an object of focus. And here we have to be very conscious about the object. Now, when we take an object, we can take a wholesome object. Here, concentration, I have just divided into 2 different basic concepts. Like if you take a concept of breath, or you take object as moon, like we do full moon meditation, or you take any of these objects like a mantra can be an object of focus. In all of these, you have a complete enlightened journey, because there is no emotion attached to it. There is a neutral form of object. But anybody who is wanting to attain smaller goals or smaller targets or achievements in life, which you feel I need to focus on this project, or there is an exam for a child and wants to concentrate, do a particular subject and give an exam, or any of these short-term goals or short-term projects or things which we want to achieve in the materialistic world, they usually have a very good connection with the mind and we can connect to them. But in the spiritual concept, these are considered as emotional bondages. That means you have a part of attachment into it, you have some self-interest into it, or you have some greed or some kind of lust. Why I've used this word is because sometimes we kind of focus too much into some particular person or some particular emotion or desire. When you have a desire into that, then it completely takes you into the wrong path. So here, coming from concentration, there is the next step. When continuously we go into the state of concentration, an uninterrupted form is developed. Now that uninterrupted form, when is continuously steaming in that flow, is the concept of dhyan, that is called meditation. So here the definition again from Patanjali, we have taken is tatra pratyekatanata dhyanam. So tatra pratyaya ekatanta. So what is that pratyaya? Pratyaya here is the object. So the same object which we used into dharana, when we go deeper into that focus, automatically one time it comes that we are so connected that the object and the subject, they merge together. And that's exactly what's the definition of samadhi when we go even more deeper. Let us come back a little. Because when we are focused, it's not so easy as I say it. And everybody knows it. Then why people are not able to do it? Basic idea is that we do focusing, but we forget to take in knowledge the effortlessness of that focus, or we forget to take in knowledge the conscious awareness that plays a very important role here. We are not supposed to be suppressing the thoughts. We are not supposed to be resisting the thoughts. Then what do we do and how do we do? This is the question which all of us have in our mind in the beginning. So here, the next one I'm trying to tell you here is about the two categories. There are two categories when we do the meditation. One is the focused attention, and this is actually inculcated in our own self by doing the pratyahara. Now, when pratyahara is done well, then you can go into dharana and then dhyan. But sometimes it's not very easy to do pratyahara. Pratyahara is a withdrawal of your senses, and you have to completely withdraw the senses and connect to the world in a very detached or a non-attached form. Now, when you do that, it becomes very easy to focus, but it's not that easy to do the withdrawal. So what is the second option here which we have is non-reactively monitoring the content of experience. Now there you are just recognizing and being aware of the nature of the emotion or the pattern which you are getting. This is called open monitoring. Now this type of connection is very easy for all of us to start with. So once you achieve this, you can always go to the second level. As I mentioned in the beginning, I'm going to take a bigger goal into us. I am having disturbance, Katie.
Yeah. Dinesh, can you please mute yourself?
Thank you everyone. I'm kind of trying Katie, is there a possibility that you can do that if someone
Yeah. Yes, I'm doing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No worries. It's just that, we have time and I have got a huge subject and concept.
Yes, true.
And plus I'm really looking forward to even take up some questions in the end. So I'm trying to, kind of make the time as much as I can manage and give the best.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Let's come back into this open monitoring. If you have any doubts right now throughout the presentation or throughout the talk which I share with you, make sure you note down your questions, and definitely I'll try to take them at the end of the presentation. And you can also connect to me, Ketki, any one of us, or through Ketki you can connect to me. It's very, very convenient, because I really want all of you to not only just get an experience, but take it into your lives. And that's all the purpose of today's actual session is. So coming back here, when you do the focusing or you do the open monitoring, both of them are very important, because one cannot be achieved without the other. You need an open monitoring process to happen to reach the focused attention. And for us, it's very important, because we are very much indulged into the material or the outer world, we can say. So let's go a little more deeper about the understanding of the mind. Now, when we are doing meditation, it's all about mind. And when we talk about mind, there's a lot of things into it, a lot of complexities we all know. But let's just make it simplified here and do only what we need right now. Now, there are two qualities. One is your mindfulness. That's your conscious awareness. Now, that awareness is something which is always there. But some of us are not aware of that awareness. That means I'm consciously not aware of things, doesn't mean that it's not there. The other part is concentration. That means I am putting an external effort to push myself into something to concentrate. So these are the two aspects. One which happens and one which I'm doing, making it happen. And they both work as a team. Now, when this works as a team, it needs a beautiful balance, which is why one point of time meditation happens. Now, there's a very beautiful thing which I want to tell you here. When I've written the word meditation happens, it's very important to understand that you can't do meditation. You have to wait with a lot of patience and practice and let it happen. Meditation is like love. You can't force anybody to fall in love with you, or nor you can fall in love with something. It happens, and you all have choices of it. So that is the choice which we make, that we will be meditating. And there is a process which we can guide you with. Like all the teachers around the globe are trying to guide you through the path, through few techniques. There are various techniques, and all of them reach to the same goal. Most of the types of meditation you learn, they have a same goal. It's only that the paths are different. But before we choose a path, I want you to first understand why and how you can choose any of those techniques. Because if you don't know, then there might be a possibility that you choose the wrong one and you don't reach there. So let's understand that this two has to go hand in hand to balance the mind, and then we can get the proper balance. Now we have used this word mindfulness, and most of you must be thinking that it is not a very older concept, or this is very recent. It's recently being famous or recently being promoted, yes, but it was always there in the ancient history. If you see, the Sakshi Bhava, which is there in the text, is always there. That one has to be Sakshi, one has to be consciously aware into that moment. And this is nothing but being mindful. Mindfulness is the basic ability to be fully present and aware of where we are, what we are doing, and not be overly reactive by what is going on, but just being a witness. So I'm just observing it. Example, it's very interesting that when we go to a theater or a movie hall, we all see a movie going on, and many of us, if you see around, or maybe one of them is you, who get involved in the movie so much that they started, they start crying, and then every emotion which is happening there is in them. Now, if that is the case, then you have lost that little connection of mindfulness in between, because you should always be aware that you are just an observer. You're just witnessing this. You're not playing a character or a role in there, or you're not a part of it. So that's exactly what we have to understand in our routine life. That if we are reactive in everything, that means we are getting attached and involved everywhere. And if we are doing that, then we are just being, we are not doing things by our choice. The situation or the person or things around you are making you do them. You're getting the difference. So here what we are trying to do is taking that control in ourselves, that we will control the actions we take and we will not behave in a reactive way. The picture here you can see, I've given an example here. It's the concentration acts like the lens. So if you can see the lens, if there's a very powerful beam of light coming in and I put a lens there, I can actually direct that energy which is open into a very closed and focused structure through the lens. Now this is actually why we need dharana, as in concentration, and we need mindfulness. Why? Because the dharana part is good, the lens has done. But where do we keep the focus? The dot which you can see down, the black spot, where is the focus? How do you choose that? And how do you choose how much intensity to do? So basically concentration acts like the lens, which is very important. But the Sakshi Bhav, the observation or the awareness, selects the object and looks through the lens that see what is there and where do we want to reach. So if you don't have a correct selection of object, you won't be able to reach to your destination. You might choose a wrong path. So their conscious awareness is very important. Now here we have beautiful, this is something I really like, and this is practically going to be very helpful to all of you, especially as I was talking in the beginning that these few months which we are passing through even now or we have done in the past and maybe in future something like that where it's very challenging for you and things around you don't resonate with the same energy. How do you make the most of that moment? It is through this mindfulness. If you're in that mindful state of living, then you will be aware of it. Now, awareness is the topmost focus here, the object here. Now, when awareness is there, we have an idea about what's happening. That is your basic reality check. Now, there has to be an attention into the positive or the aspect which we want to focus on. So it has to be something which you choose with a conscious mind, that pay attention to something which is really helping you to grow or evolve, because always you will have two choices, one which will take you into the right direction or one which will take you into the wrong direction. When we talk about sitting and meditating, you might go and get diverted into something else and then you might lose the connection with your object of focus. So here this is what is important, but without acceptance these two won't be able to function well. Why? Because what if I can't accept the reality which is there around me? Example, the reality around us right now might not be that beautiful, but there is always an attention we can bring in into something which is good in that part. And then we can be aware of it and focus on that so that we can increase the resonance. Now, this example becomes a very generalized one. Let's come to the meditation. When I'm sitting and meditating, now I'm not sure if some of you can hear some background sound. Kathi, can you confirm, is there some little background sound coming from my side right now? Or it's not there?
No, not there.
Not at all?
Can anyone else hear? Because I cannot hear.
No.
No. Okay. So that's a good thing, because at your end, you're not able to hear any sound. But for me, I can actually hear a sound of my fan on my head right now. So there is a little sound which is there non-stop from the time I'm here. Now I'm mindful about it, that sound is there. And I am also aware of that. And my attention, instead of that sound, I have a choice to put it into the talk or whatever I have my focus on. I have to accept this sound. I cannot deny and resist it, because if I do this while meditating, suppose I'm meditating and I have some sound of the fridge coming or some sound of the kids around me, or there's some vehicles passing by, or there can be any kind of outer intervention into that practice. That acceptance of this surrounding is very important. Now, this is outer acceptance. This, at the time of meditation, can be inward also. Example, there can be some kind of disturbance in my mind. That means there can be some thought which is just coming. I'm trying not to think about it, but it is just coming. And I'm sitting and meditating. My teacher has told me that, Neha, you need to meditate and you have to focus on, suppose I'm doing Throtica and there's a candle and I'm trying to see at the candle, and there is 20 other thoughts coming in my mind. I cannot resist. I should not resist to them. Because the moment I put resistance into action, the acceptance is not there. I start focusing on that thought rather than the object. And this is the basic difference why people are not able to get the benefits or get that awesome feeling of meditation, because they are always in the resistance mode of not having any thoughts. Because wherever you talk about dhyan, people are like, thoughts nahi hone chahiye. That's, you should have thoughtless state. No thoughts should be there. That is peace. That is meditation. Yes, it's true. But it won't come like this. There is a step-by-step ladder to reach there. And every step counts. So let's work on this process first and then go into the deeper awareness, which is very, very important to accept the outer as well as the inner surrounding of your meditation, and then go into the journey. Now, mindfulness is cultivated by constantly reminding. A meditator who is sitting has to constantly remind in a gentle way. I have written this gentle way because you cannot force it. The moment you force, there is an equal and opposite force coming back. So there is always that. It's a law of energy. You put this energy, this will automatically come. So you have to understand that it has to be an effortless process of awareness into that moment. And that is how you will work towards the dharana combined with mindfulness towards the dhyan, that is meditation. In the state of mindfulness, you see yourself as you are. Now, whatever the obstacles are coming, we are not going to be reacting into it. We are going to be just in the acceptance mode. We pay attention and we accept. The last one is very important, very beautiful, and something which you have to write it down in your notes, that persistence and patience. If you don't have these two qualities, then I think just forget about all this, because it is just not possible. You have to understand that consistent practice is important. Not that you do 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, but days together, weeks together, months together, and forever. So you have to continuously do it. Plus, you have to keep a lot of patience in here, because if you don't keep patience, you'll get restless, and then you're again creating a full circle of thoughts, which will keep coming. So as we move further, this is just a little, I'm just gonna skip and not go into so much detail about it, but you can see that concentration has its own qualities and it's very exclusive. It just omits the entire thing and it focuses into one. But mindful is about inclusiveness. It's like all inclusive, and it works with patience. But if we have to focus and concentrate, it works with a lot of willpower. So we need that willpower to focus, but we need that with a lot of patience, which we can focus into the journey. So this is very important, that we have that inclusiveness of whatever we are in the reality of inner and the outer world. And then we put that focus into the object, whatever object we are choosing, with mindfulness. And then we get into the journey where one day meditation will happen. Here are a very few points, benefits I have mentioned, though there are like plenty more which you know. And these are just few benefits of meditation. When you sit in meditation for at least just few minutes. When I take the word meditation, I prefer calling it in the process of meditation, because you are still ongoing. You haven't reached dhyan. So when we start, we are not yet in the state of meditation. It is still a state in between dharana or mindfulness, or you're still in between somewhere. There will be one day when this consistent practice of focus turns into a non-stop continuity, which happens, and that is what dhyan is. So in the books like, Patanjali, and if you read even Bhagavad Gita, they talk about Raj Yoga and the 8 limbs of them. Now, when Patanjali says, it's very beautifully explained that dhyan is like a oil flowing. When you even if there is little oil in some glass or bottle or something, if you just pour it, you will see that the oil flow is non-stop. There is no break. But if there is water or any other liquid, there is a break. There might be a break. So why is that? Because there's that consistent flow. So this is how consistent, without any distraction, without any disturbance, the flow of dharana and dhyan should be there to reach that state of samadhi. Now let me come to I think we're just at the end of it, which is the most important one now. Now this is your most important slide. All the others were equally important, but I will focus more on this, and I want all of you to really put that in your mind. Those who are really interested to experience meditation and go deeper into that journey, and one day maybe try to get inward rather than external connection. We have always got that choice of internalizing things. Now, the first point here is that for regular practice, you need to have the right motivation and intention. If you have your notes here right now, if you have a copy and a pen, please make sure that you write it down today, that why do I want to meditate? What is my motivation? Why do I even want to do it? Just because the whole world is doing it, or just because to check it out, or it's everybody is talking about it, let me just see, or it's just everybody says it's good, or you really have a motivation and right intention to go into that practice. Because I think it's very, very important that for long-term commitment, you need the right intention. The right attitude is very important, that the attitude to meditate or to get into this inward journey, you have to find it within yourself. So you have to put all the attention into that. And then the right time is you can select, try to keep the time consistent. If you're choosing 6 o'clock in the morning, it has to be 6, not 6:30. So for at least few weeks, stick to the same time. I really insist on it, because if you don't do that, you will not be able to give that memory into the mind and the body to understand the need and the necessity, because it's a tough task. Your mind will resist, your body will resist. It will show resistance that, oh, I don't like it, I can't do this. So it will always keep trying to push you or keep it pending, or you will start procrastinating things that, okay, we'll do it tomorrow, maybe not today, or today guests have come, or today this is there, today that is there, I'll do it tomorrow. It's okay, 1 week I was doing, 2 days I missed it, but it's okay, I'm still doing it. No, try to give the right time. One time, fix it up, and duration, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, it's okay. 20 minutes, 20 minutes, and the right spot and posture. Posture is very important. Right now, I'm sure not everybody is sitting on the floor. Myself, I'm right now on a chair, but I would always prefer, if you have a choice, sit in a meditative posture. You have a lot of details about what posture, how to do and all that. Maybe some other day we can talk about it. But right now, try to sit in the meditative posture. If you're not able to sit on the floor with crossed leg, you can sit on a chair with your back erect, and you can do that. The next one here is the right routine to stick to it. So there has to be some routine of your practice. And it is very important, because if you don't have the routine, your direction towards the goal, the direction towards the goal is not setting well. That means you will reach the goal maybe someday, but you might take a longer route. So it might just happen or might not happen, but it will just go. So if you have that routine set up, that my morning routine of half an hour is all set and it doesn't change whatever happens. It's like brushing your teeth. Even if you have a hurry or taking a shower, you don't skip it. You don't say that, okay, I'll not brush my teeth today because I'm in a hurry. Or I will not take a shower just because I don't have time. I have so many things to do, or I'm not in a good mood. You still get up and brush your teeth. You might not do other things, but you still do few things which we know that is a part of our life. So make this a way of life rather than just making it 1 hour or a class or a hobby or a practice or something like that. This is a very beautiful quote I've taken from Buddha. It's like, each morning we are born again. It's a very simple one, but this simple one, I want you to kind of really read it slowly and understand it well, because today, in this time, we really need it. What we do today is what matters the most. So in any given situation, if you make the right choices right now, past is gone. But if you do this today, your tomorrow depends on this. And if you choose to meditate today, you try to at least make that as a part of your life, then automatically day by day you'll start getting better at it. So this is almost thank you so much. It's almost done. These are my contact details in case if anyone wants in future to connect for any of these workshop or classes or sessions. Please feel free. Ketki, back to you. And I hope you all had a, kind of a very fast forward, but it was, I think, clear and understandable that where and how we can connect to those little dots to make that bigger goal achievement. So I want you to focus on these little smaller goals right now and not on this big one. Keep that vision in your head. Keep that in your mind, but try to work on the everyday little things of just sitting, little things of just being there, little things of just connecting to yourself, little things like being aware of your breath in this moment when you're talking. Like right now I'm talking and I know that my breath is going a little, I'm consciously choosing that the breath is on a very at a little higher pace. It's not the same which I would use for my routine breathing. And why is that conscious awareness there? Because there is a presence of me being here in this moment. And I choose to do it depending on what options I have. So I have chosen it. So you have to choose these things very consciously. Is it worth it? If I'm reacting in certain way, if I'm talking in certain way, if I'm sitting, is it the right choice I can make in this moment? And that is what I want you to make a choice in your lives, so that this yoga as a whole doesn't come like a part of your life, but becomes a way of life for you. And that is how it will actually enhance the personality you have and make you a better person and help you grow, not only physically, mentally, emotionally, but as a spiritual being. You'll be very clear of what you want, how much to give, how much, everything, that clarity, that steadiness inside will be there automatically when you practice this in the routine. Okay, Ketki, back to you. I would be happy to take
Thank you, Neha. That was a wonderful explanation.
Thank you so much.
So are we going through the practice right now?
I think better I take the practice first and then we go for the questions.
For the questions, yes.
Yes. So let's do that then. So I want everyone to, 1 second, let me just close this one so I can have a feel. Are you all with your video on or no?
Yeah, if your choice, everyone. If you want, you can put your video on.
But if you kind of feel comfortable and you're in that state of mind, you can do that. Please make sure that you have muted yourself, because the practice may get disturbed. Like others also may get disturbed because of that. So okay, so here we are, all of us here, and I really see some lovely known faces also, so I'm very glad to see. And guys, just relax yourself. It's going to be a very simple, easy practice, and I want you to sit in any comfortable position. If you're on chair or if you're on floor, make sure that you have comfortable sitting, that you don't have to move much. Another thing is, you're not like if you're wearing glasses or something, you don't need to see anything, because I'll be telling you to close your eyes so you can remove the glasses and just relax yourself. Feel your face, just like palm it up and kind of remove, because sometimes we don't even know when we have those little wrinkles coming up. We've forgotten to kind of smile in the last 15-20 minutes. Maybe it was too intense and serious, you were all on the screen looking at. So give yourself a time to breathe and smile and just relax yourself. And now just kind of a little bit of neck, because I have no idea how you guys have been moving around the whole day and what you have been doing, so just loosen up a bit. And then Just a little bit of shoulder as well. You can use your hands or you can just do this. Whatever makes you feel, that you just stretch your spine because we have to keep the back erect. It's very important. So to sit in that position, we have to get the body a little bit comfortable. Now we are here and let's comfortably take the position and close your eyes. Now just follow my instructions. We'll be here for 10 to 15 minutes only. So you can mentally prepare yourself for that 10 minutes of stillness, just total connection. Eyes closed, body relaxed, face relaxed, mind steady and calm. Now take your entire awareness towards the outer surrounding atmosphere you're sitting in. Just pay attention to every sound which is around. It's just the time to observe the sounds which are loud or the sounds which are very subtle. It might be the fan or the aircon, or it might be some kids or some people around you. It might be an electronic gadget which is on, or it might be your dog or your cat or anyone. Just check it out. The birds. Are you in some place where you have some sound of birds around you? Whatever the sounds are there, be aware of it. Pay attention to that sound. Let the mind accept that sound as a part of the surrounding. So now your surrounding is with that. We are not expecting the elimination of this. We have accepted as it is. And now let's check the inner sounds. Let's connect to the inner sound. What all sounds can you feel within? Is it your heartbeat? Is it your breath? Is it your thoughts which are going in a random way? It's okay. Just acknowledge them and just let them go in and out. Make sure you accept them. It's okay to have thoughts. It's okay to have a breath which is not steady right now. And it's okay for all the things that are happening in this moment. And in this moment, with all this happening, let's take the entire focus towards the breath. So we make the breath as our object of focus to concentrate on. So the dharana is happening on the breathing. Now feel the breath passing in through your nostrils and going in. Exhale, it comes out and passes out of your nostrils. Just experience this air, which also gives a subtle movement to your belly. If you observe, there is a movement of in and out. As you breathe in, the abdomen bulges out. And as you breathe out, the abdomen goes in. Connect to your breath. Stay connected. And at the same time, the sounds are still there, the thoughts are still there. It's okay. All the time you have to just bring back your awareness to the object of focus. Let it be a process of bringing the focus back to the object. Every time your mind goes into some other place, bring it back. And this is the process of mindfulness. I'm witnessing my own breath, and I'm so grateful and happy in this moment of breathing. I'm so blessed that I have this opportunity, this blessing of the breath. I am there in this moment with good health. I'm there in this moment of breathing, because if this breath is not there, I'm no more. So my focus is all into this breathing, and there is a motivation into it because I love the process of breathing, which makes me feel alive, living. And now you are gradually, consciously watching your breath, and you see that your breath is effortlessly happening. You're not doing anything for it, it's just happening on its own. Enjoy this process of breathing. Stay so connected continuously into the breath, and then start counting the breath in the reverse order from 25 to 1. So 1 inhale, 25, exhale it out. Another inhale, 24, and exhale it out. Now don't alter the breath. Don't change the pace or the rhythm of it. Just count of whatever the pace is. There's no body movement. Just let go of that awareness because your entire focus is only on the breathing and counting it to reverse. Coming till 1. Rest, everything is happening, but we are totally focused on the breath. We are aware of the other things, but we are not reacting to them. Let it be. Now we just have 5 more beautiful breaths to count. And with every breath, be so grateful to your own self, to the universe, to all the teachers, to your parents, to your family. Bring in all the gratitude into this moment and feel the pleasure of being, witnessing, and experiencing all of this. Your arms, your legs are totally relaxed. Your back is stretched straight, but it is not strained. You're there in the most comfortable sitting posture, with the surrounding just helping you to be one with yourself. The entire universe is supporting your moment of oneness. Now, in this moment where we are totally with ourselves, let's make a conscious sankalpa or an affirmation. I love myself. I am healthy. I am happy. Let's put this thought in this moment of breathing. I am happy I'm breathing. I'm healthy just because I'm breathing so comfortably, effortlessly. The breath, the prana shakti, is the one which actually brings in health and wellness into the system. The sthula sharir or the physical body is just reacting to the energy body. Let us focus on this. And that's why it's so important to love this moment of oneness. And I promise I will give this moment to myself every single day. Every single day, I will be with myself in the state of oneness, stillness, calmness within. And I come up with totally recharged, totally refreshed, and one step closer to my goal of reaching the state of dhyan, and one step closer today to reach the state of dhyan, meditation. And now, let's bring the awareness back to your physical self and connecting to your face. Bring the entire awareness to your face. And I want you all to consciously bring in a smile on your faces. Let there be a smile of peace. Let there be the smile of contentment. Let there be the smile of oneness. Let there be smile for this moment. And feel that emotion within. May the divine energy within us always bless us all with this peace, with this smile. And may we share it with all the loved ones around us. Because whatever we have within is what we are going to share around. So let's bring in this energy that spreads health and happiness wherever we travel. With this beautiful thought, just keep your both the palms on your heart chakra or the center of your chest on your heart. Keep your palms on your heart and feel yourself. The next breath you inhale is one of the most precious and the most beautiful breath. This is the breath of connection to your own self. So today you have actually experienced yoga, the union. This is a glimpse of that union. The first union is the union of yourself. When you connect to yourself, only then you can connect with the Supreme, or we call as Paramatma. So let's connect to our own soul. And then once we reach that oneness, we connect to the universal energy. With this thought, let's bring both the palms together in Namaskar Mudra. Join your palms in the center of your chest. Eyes are still closed. We'll all together do one Omkar chanting and followed by 3 Shantis. Inhale a breath. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Rub your palms. Make them warm. Make a cup of your palms and place the palm on your eyes. Pat your eyes, massage your face, and spread this energy all over your body. Just nicely feel this energy. And with a lovely smile, gently open your eyes, looking at your palms. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot. I hope you all enjoyed the glimpse. I can't say this was a meditation session, but at least you had a trailer of the movie what is waiting for you.
Yes, Neha, absolutely. It was such a wonderful experience. It was so refreshing, so rejuvenating. I hope everyone uh, must have had the same experience. Now I open this platform to anyone who has any question, any experience to share, because we just had this wonderful practice of dharana. And as Neha has said, that meditation happens. So just wait for that moment to happen in your life. Be patient, be persistent with your practice. So now I request, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask your question. If you want, you can raise your hand so that I can tell you to unmute yourself. I think everyone has touched that moment. Yes, Guru Murthy, yes, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Kelkiji and Nehaji. I got into acquaintance with. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
can.
Okay. I got acquaintance with meditation a couple of months back. Of course, Kelkiji visited us and she taught us last year. So I have done some research on this. My question is, unless we know why, now we know how to meditation, but lot of people out there, I only see 1% of people practice meditation because they don't know the why, because why is always bigger than how. So I know you told few benefits of meditation, but with your efforts you are reaching so many people. If you can please elaborate on why we have to do meditation, because a lot of people are not doing, they are living life, but why we have to do, that is the biggest thing we need to take to people.
I would, I think, put it in this way that there are plenty of enormous reasons. And if you look at all the benefits become a reason of why. But there's a bigger one reason, which is very personal, it's very individual. I feel if someone actually feels it from inside that there is something missing, And you have to join those missing dots. There is something missing. Until you get that feel of missing, you will not be motivated to it. That's why the first point in my practice I had told, the right. So you need the right intention and motivation, and that is why you should do it. So there may be many reasons. Like if you look at the smaller, things, we can say health can be a reason. Being stress free can be a reason. Being calm can be a reason. There are so many of these which are very, very important. Today's time, there's so much of, I'm not purposefully using the word COVID-19 or Corona or all this. I'm purposefully not using them, but actually there is a lot of things happening around. This is a very, very important and big reason right now that one should try and divert the mind into being into the state of oneness, being into the state of that positive attitude and energy, that we can spread this energy in a very cumulative, in a very exponential form. Because all we need is an energy impact. It's like something which should go beyond a physical entity. Like sitting here, I can connect to Ketki sitting there or Neeru sitting there in Mauritius right now. So I can connect. And how do I connect? It is this power, this feeling. Like I have that motivation that I want to reach to someone. And I want to make that little difference, that they get that smile which I carry every day with me. So that is my why. You have to find your why of doing a meditation practice. And I think it's very important, as you rightly said, people don't know their why because they are lost. So in that case, don't worry about the why. Do the how part. The why will come along the way. I have seen a lot of my students totally lost, but they trusted and loved me so much. They're like, ma'am, if you say it, we'll just do it. And trust me, they found their whys on the way, and I let go. I just let go of them. I could see that now they are on their own and they are floating, they're flying. But in the beginning, that's why gurus, teachers, you need a little guidance into the process of it. And someone who knows it, someone who has practiced it, and someone who's actually able to even share it with you. So both the cases, if you know your why, perfect. If you don't know the why, go with the how, and the why follows. I hope I've answered your question.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. It's very, very useful, and it's really, really awesome. I understood. Now I really practice this. And another why question is why we lost this. It is so useful, and it is so, I changed. There is a manifestation happened to me when I started to do. My question is why we lost this, why we were not able to do for centuries, why we lost it, why we forgot it.
I think it's not that we have forgotten. I will say it in a very easy way. Like, when we work with kids, that's the time I use this technique a lot. And I love teaching kids. I've taught a lot of kids, and that's my best ever possible time teaching yoga, because with them you learn a lot. And not only learn a lot, you go back into their, their way of thinking, their way of moving, and they're so pure, they're subtle. They don't have those distractions and disturbances in the mind. Though we all think that we are very balanced, we are very focused, and the kids are distracted and disturbed. Trust me, it's opposite. I'm sure you all have kids, you can agree with that, that they know what they have to do, right? We don't know what we have to do. So here your why is, they are lost. And why this thing is, it feels like it is lost, because we are just distracted and diverted. It was there, it is there, and it will always be there. But we are not there. We are somewhere else. Now all we need to do is just become a child again. Just go back to your childhood. Go back to that best part of your childhood, which you love the most. And when you go there, you will connect to meditation. That is the best way I can actually let you experience meditation without sitting and doing the traditional technique version. Just go, become a kid with your kid, play in the mud, go out in the water. I'm not sure if you're allowed to go out, because we are not allowed right now to go out. So just go into the bathroom, or maybe be in your tub. So find a way to be with them. Take out some colors, scrabble the papers, take them, bring in that child inside of you. And then you will know why we are not able to connect to these things, because we're too intelligent, we're too smart. I think you're too educated.
Over information and over knowledge is,
I
I think,
just
ruining us.
very true, Kirti. I love that one sentence. I think most of my students hear it very often from me, and that's ignorance is bliss. And I really live in it. I have no idea whether it's really doing good or bad to me, but so far it's worked the best with me.
I
I
think that oneness is happening with the gadgets nowadays. We have to connect with this gadget.
it's a pity on us that we are not able to. There's so many of the classes I'm doing right now, online meditation, and I'm even starting one very soon next month. Beginning, I'm starting meditation session, and I always see people before joining it. They're like, there's so much going on. There's so much this. I don't think I can make out time. I'm like, you're the most free in this 1 year. I have never seen somebody so free ever. How we are today. And this is
That's
the
true.
time you should give into yourself, self journey. Like you read, you do things which you can. I know it's a tough time. We can't change it. It's tough for everybody. But this is the best time when you have time, because when everything will again be back to, and I'm sure it will never be the back to normal like that, but a new normal. So whenever we'll be back into the new normal, we will be busy. This is not busy. This is free. You have to take out that effort and time from yourself.
Yes, Neha. Thank you for answering that in a very wonderful way. Yeah, I request Rajiv ji now to unmute and ask your question. Rajiv ji, are you there?
Hello there. Hi. Did you ask me?
Rajiv ji, have you raised your hand?
No, I haven't. But
Because I saw you raising your hand before.
This is the first session I joined. My wife Lina, she joins I think every time. So I just today is my first session actually. It's interesting. I'm all that what, why, and how. That's and that the four headlines that Neha ji had said. I'm going to listen to this. Are you going to send this recording again or not?
Yes, it will be shared.
Nice, thank you.
Have you joined Divine Chant group?
No, I'm not. But my wife may just.
Okay, then on my YouTube channel you will find it on Atman Yoga Consultancy.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
There is a hand raise from Shubha.
Yeah,
Shubha
now
Manohar.
I'm going to ask her.
Yeah. Ketki, I can just take one more question. Guys, please forgive me. I have a class at 5 here, and I really have to kind of give in like just 5 minutes or so. Just one more question, and you can connect to me.
We have 2 hands raised now, so we'll quickly go through these 2 questions. We won't disappoint anyone. Yeah, Subha, go
ahead. But guys, if you have questions, and even if you have questions, I've shared my email ID. Please feel free. Even my phone number is there. You can actually just message me, and I'll be very happy to answer back to you. Don't think that this is the only time and opportunity. In fact, you will have more questions tomorrow. I'm sure about that. Because today everything is so fresh and everything is gone. You need time to process that data. Take your time. When you sleep in the night, take that 5 minutes to assimilate all what you have got, and then feel free to ask. Ketki is always around you, and I'll be always around as well. So feel free. Yes. Can we take one question, please?
Yes, Shubha, go ahead.
Nice session. Thank you very much for your time with us.
Thank you, Shubha.
I have a question on behalf of my friends and my daughter who have been asking this question. Though I have understood it, but I have not been able to explain to others and save things. The question is basically, I'm very happy today. I have everything what we need in terms of money, job, or things that I would love to see or eat or play with.
Shubha, your voice is breaking. So can you come closer, or
Yeah, probably if your sound system is allowed, I think probably you should also reduce the sound system so it doesn't echo out.
It's not echoing, it's breaking. So now you can continue your question.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yes, better than.
Nice one. Okay, so yeah, so they've been asking me like I'm fine, you know, with whatever I have, I'm happy. I don't feel the need for meditation at all. Why I should be sitting and doing nothing and doing a boring task, and why we need to undergo liberation when I would love to live in this world. All the things that I have no problems at all in my life. So I'm just wondering why the objective of yoga is to undergo liberation.
Yeah. Subha, can you just make it short?
Yeah.
Because we have really last few minutes.
Yes, that's the question really. So for those who have no problems and find it happy, do you think meditation is for them?
Yes, it is. The way you think about happiness is itself a very big question mark. So I think your question, we will have to take it forward into another session where I have spoken about what happiness is exactly about. And it's one of my TED Talks, which I have given, and it talks about happiness. We think and we feel we are happy, but there is a lack within, and you are not being aware of that lack. That means it's there, as I answered in the previous one. It's very similar to that. It is there, but we are not aware of it, and that's why it's not come from yourself. It's not coming from yourself that why I need it. It's okay. It's okay even if that's the case, because the moment that realization will come, it will be a process which will happen. That's why they say the guru reaches the disciple only when the student is ready. It doesn't happen before. This is a very spiritual connection towards yourself. So it is not something like you can just make it happen. Like, okay, I want it, and you will not be able to do it until it comes to that within energy. There are hundreds of students who have learned meditation, who have read about it, and they are still the same as it is. Why? Because they did it as a task. They didn't do it with that internal energy booster or that internal motivation or the internal knowing of the why. So again, I'm telling this to everybody. Don't think meditation is for people who are depressed or anxiety people, or they are really lost, or they have some problems, so they need meditation. Meditation is a process which will keep you away from these things, or even if you are with them, it will teach you how to handle them and not react, but respond to them. The situations will keep coming, and we need to be ready in both the ways, that we respond to a given situation and we don't react to it. But it will not happen until you get that moment of a hit by life. Then you come and you're like, oh my God, now I need it. And that is the time. It's like when you're hungry, you will enjoy the food. If you're not hungry, I give you the best of the recipes all around the place. You will not feel the pleasure of eating that food. You need to be hungry to eat food. And when you're hungry, a simple dal and roti will be tasty. Or a simple bread will taste like, wow, I'm so glad and I'm so blessed that I got that. And that is what meditation or yoga, the concept of yoga itself is that concept, that it is a more precautionary based rather than cure based thing, which people have a misunderstanding that yoga is for people, those who are sick or not well or old or maybe retired or I mean, it's just a misconcept. It's a myth. It's just something which is a mindset. Okay, Ketki, I can't hear you. You're on mute.
No, I think if you're happy at the moment, meditation will teach you how to maintain it and, keep it long lasting. All right. So we'll just have last question. Leena, can you unmute yourself?
Thank you, Neha and Ketki, and I'll be very quick, but it was a really nice explanation for somebody who's fairly new to meditation. I just wanted to ask, is there a minimum and a maximum time for meditation, to get the best out of it?
Starting with, I can say this much is when you start as a beginner, try to at least take 15 to 20 minutes sitting practice. And maximum I can't say because this depends on your personal practice, but hours together is something which people have enjoyed. I have enjoyed myself. So it is something which is your personal journey, but in 15 to 20 minutes per day, you can start getting used to the process of it. One day you might get 45 minutes sitting to 1 hour, and in that time you will feel the energy movement. You will feel a lot of changes. Like when I take chakra meditation and I tell people to feel the energy which flows within, it doesn't happen in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But if they sit continuously for a few weeks, and then finally when they have a sitting of 1 hour, they can actually connect to that energy which is flowing within, and you can feel the energy connection. And that will happen personally, one individual based. It is not like 10 people are doing, so 10 people will have an experience which is same or at the same time. It's a personal individual journey, and it depends on how consistent, how persist you're on the practice, and how much you're giving of yourself into. So to start with, as a beginner, sit for 15 minutes and start. But every day, same time, same place, sit, sit, sit. You feel it, you don't feel it, you like it, you don't like it, just do it. It's like teaching a child to brush the teeth. I'm sure all the mothers understand the brushing the teeth was not a process which came effortlessly. It was forced on the children that you have to do it, you have to do it, you have to do it. You have to do it in the morning only. You have to do it in the night only. Not like you do it in the afternoon and then you do it. No, it has to be. So this is the best example I can tell, which you can relate. Make it a push in the beginning to the body, to the mind. And one day you will love it. You will not be able to live without it. It's that beautiful. Okay, so
Yes. Thank you, Neha, for answering all those questions.
Pleasure.
And I think it was wonderful session, and everyone has something to take away. So I request all of you that this is the starting point, and Neha has, I think sowed that seed within us, and now it's up to you how you want to grow it further.
True.
So as in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna has asked that, this mind is so chanchala, restless, how I can control it. So for that, Krishna tells Abhyasa and Vairagya. These are the two principles we have to follow throughout our life. Constant effort, and that constant effort, study will lead you to the state of detachment, Vairagya. So thank you once again, Neha, and I hope to have few more sessions with you.
Of course, it's a pleasure, Katie. Thank you so much, and
Thank
thanks
you so
to all
much.
of you to be so lovely listeners. And actually, I enjoyed being with you all with all those questions which were telling that you were there with me. The questions were so relevant, so real, so experience based that I'm really glad. And I apologize if I am not able to kind of give more time, but we can always meet again and connect back.
Yes.
Feel free, and my request to all of you is what you have experienced today, don't sleep over it, sleep with it, take it within you, and try to practice as much as possible. It will bring in changes. Give it time, give it a lot of trust and faith into it, and go on doing it. Automatically you will see the result. It's like, you sow the seed and you just wait for the fruit to come. You don't dig the soil every day and check whether the seed is sprouting, whether the seed is, it will never sprout if you doubt. So let go of those doubts, those myths, those bubbles. And actually, Ketki, I'll just take another minute to, Ketki was actually telling there's a lot of myths and, misconceptions and misunderstandings about meditation. I hope I have been able to resolve a lot of questions around it. If there are many, or if there are a few left, if you feel after some time they're still there, connect to Katie and we'll do something again together so that you feel that journey one step at a time and you are ready to go on that. Because there is no other way which can rescue all of us from this cycle of this cycle of pain and suffering or misery. Irrespective of how beautiful our lives are, until we learn to detach from the external world, we will always be intact. So let's get there and let's take this first step for it. Thank you so much. And bless you
I
all.
think the simple practice means it looks simple, but it's not. Doing Sakshi Bhav to remain mindful, to just witness your situation and accept it as it is. Even if we can start practicing this today, so much, change will occur in everyone's life. So thank you once again. And if you're interested, you can also visit my website, atmanconsultancy.co.uk. And through that website, you will come to know all the activities, classes I'm running. And you can like my Facebook page, Atman Yoga Consultancy. So thank you, Neha. Thank you, everyone. And wish you all good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.